my dad's territory, they took Kayfabe so serious that,
Let's stop there. Let's go there, Bret. Kayfabe, you took it serious. These days, it's sports entertainment. Vince McMahon, kind of came out of the closet, so to speak, with the business back in the day before all the exposés. When I grew up, wrestling was real. And although you're second generation, your dad was in the business, it was very protected. What is the biggest difference in your eyes between the kayfabe era versus today's era?
I think it's never the same for the fans. I mean, I think all I ever tried to do is make it as real for the fans as possible. I never like to go with I never like to be the one that gave it away. Like when two wrestlers were drinking together after they fought each other and stuff like that. I never wanted to be one of those guys that gave it away where it's like, oh, totally, like that's... I always wanted them to guess and think that maybe there was a little tension between me and the one guy that I did have to wrestle, even if he was in the same bar or whatever it is. I always thought when I was a little kid, I wanted to believe it was real. And the best part about being a fan as a kid was when I thought it was real. That was when it was cool. Like it was really, I wanted to see the fight next week, and I wanted to see, so I grew up with all that sort of, and I grew up very defensive of wrestling, in my family. It was the family business, and at the same time, I don't know how many fights I had as a kid. I mean, it makes me laugh when I think about how many fights I had as a kid, simply over the statement that my dad's tougher than your dad was usually led to a wrestling match on the grass where usually I put a professional wrestling move on, like a sleeper hold or a Boston Crab or I remember the Sheik's move was it was the Sheik from Detroit that was using it, the camel clutch or whatever. I don't know how many guys I beat with that. I remember
when you put a kid in a camel clutch on the schoolyard, you mean serious business, brother.
I can remember thinking, you can't do this stuff in amateur wrestling.